The SEC is on the brink of approving a first spot Bitcoin ETF in the US after 10 years of failed applications. All of the US does have something similar, Bitcoin futures ETFs, which hold derivatives contracts whose value is tied to Bitcoin. But what is a Bitcoin ETF? A Bitcoin TCF, or exchange-traded fund, lets traders easily gain exposure to the biggest cryptocurrency through traditional brokerage accounts and stock markets without needing to directly buy or sell the digital asset on a crypto exchange. This week marked the 15th year since the first block, the Genesis block, was mined on the Bitcoin blockchain. For more than 10 of those years, industry stalwarts have pleaded with the Securities and Exchange Commission, easy to approve a U.S. spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund ETF, an instrument that's predicted to open the barriers to a wave of institutional investment. So far, the SEC has rejected every application, but that may be about to change. Analysts are predicting that at least one of the more than a dozen current proposals will be approved as early as Friday. Opinions on what will happen in the crypto market if approval is granted are mixed. Gergerbex, the director of digital asset strategy at VanEck, said that while a spot ETF will create trillions in value over the long term, people tend to overestimate the initial impact of US Bitcoin ETFs, and initial flows will equal only a few $100 million of mostly recycled money.
I don't know exactly how close we are, but we are the closest that we can be. It is very clear to me that America wants a Bitcoin ETF, and we are here to build it. So we are waiting for regulatory feedback and hoping that we get the thumbs up.
Other analysts say approval will require ETF issuers to purchase tens of billions of dollars of Bitcoin to satisfy the institutional demand, leading to a radical shift in the supply and demand dynamics. Some analysts even predict a supply shock after exchange balances fell to a 5-year low in October. A lack of Bitcoin on exchanges suggests holders are storing it in their personal wallets, a sign they're less inclined to sell. Bitcoin has rallied 61% since early October, largely on expectations the SEC will approve one or more of the spot ETF applications. They say the price will drop as investors who'd benefited from the run-up sell to lock in their profits once the news is confirmed. Another aspect of a spot Bitcoin ETF is that institutional investors such as the typically conservative pension funds and insurance funds will gain a way to add exposure to native Bitcoin, as opposed to an ETF derivative or Bitcoin proxy shares like Coinbase or MicroStrategy. There are currently 35 gold ETFs in the US, with total assets under management standing at $118.70 billion. A recent report by financial services firm NYDIG drew parallels between them and a potential Bitcoin ETF. As anticipation builds for potential Bitcoin ETF approval, over 70% of all Bitcoin has not moved in over a year. Holders remain vigilant with coins locked in cold storage, as an unprecedented wave of demand may be approaching. If a Bitcoin ETF gets approved, it could indeed trigger a surge in demand from institutional investors and individuals looking for more accessible ways to invest in cryptocurrencies. This potential increase in demand might have various impacts on the market, from price fluctuations to increased adoption and regulatory attention. Hey, superstars, you've been jamming with Jomotoday, where we surf the waves of the latest buzz, from the coolest memes to the intriguing stories. If you're here for the digital roller coaster and a dash of pizzas, give that subscribe button some love. It's your VIP pass to all our adventures until our next digital rendezvous. Keep it groovy, stay inquisitive, and let those good vibes float endlessly. Mic drop.